everyone. Hello Facebook, it's Liz again and welcome to another Facebook Live event. I'm here every Friday at 12 noon Eastern over on Annie's Facebook page. So join me on Fridays, and if you're here today, go ahead and chat, put your name in the chat, let me know where you're watching from so I can say hello to everyone. So today I have a really fun and special tutorial for you. As always, we're going to do a full tutorial of a fun crochet stitch, and today we are sponsored by Plymouth Yarns. So, oh yay, Diane is here. Hi Diane. So hopefully you can hear me okay. We had to do a little switching of my equipment. So if there's any, if you can't hear me or if you can't see me, let me know in the chat, but hopefully we're good to go. This is my gorgeous, soft and squishy Plymouth Yarn Encore. This is a worsted weight yarn. We're going to be working with this today, and it's 75% acrylic and 50% wool. Hello, there are my friends at Plymouth Yarn Company. Hello, thank you so much for joining. We're showing all these gorgeous colors of this squishy Plymouth Yarn Encore that I absolutely love. This is the one I'm going to do the tutorial with today, this gorgeous gray. And when I get close up on it, you'll see something I love about this yarn. It has like little flecks and specks of different colors that you can see really well in the sunlight. This one is the, this one is like the beige color. This one I've been using for my little swatch. And if you see it closely, you can see those gorgeous flecks of blue and gray in there. Hi Helen from Fort Valley, Georgia. Thank you for joining me. So look at this gorgeous stitch that we're doing today. This is a diamond stitch, and it's done with post stitches, double front post, double treble stitches, and I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. I want to talk about the pattern really quick, and I'm going to show you on my iPad, because this pattern uses all Plymouth Encore worsted weight yarn. So there's a few different blocks, and then you make two blocks of each stitch, and then you put it all together. And this one actually comes in a kit. This is designed by Lena Skavagerson. It's called the Gansey Block Crochet Afghan. This is a really popular one because you learn a lot of different stitches while you're doing it. And if you click on Build a Kit on the website, you can scroll down and choose from all these different colors of the Encore worsted. So you get a lot of different color choices here, and they're all just gorgeous, soft and squishy and amazing. So for the pattern, the link is in the description, okay? The link to the pattern and the link for you to go ahead and build your kit. You can get it all together. So let's see who is coming here today. I'm so happy to see my friends. There's Fran. Hi Fran from Minnesota, and Maria is here from Boston. Hello, hello. And we've got Ilka from Georgia. Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me. So let's see, I talked about, if you're just hopping on, I talked about how today's tutorial is sponsored by Plymouth Yarn Encore, and this is what we're going to make. So if you have any questions, just put those in the chat, but we're going to get started on this tutorial. So I've got my worsted weight yarn, I've got my 5mm hook, and you are going to need one stitch marker for this stitch. Let's get started. Hello, hello, there's Janet. So like I said, if you're just joining me, go ahead and say hello in the chat because I've got my phone right here and I can see everyone who's joining. So I'm super excited to have all my friends here today. Let's see if I can get my phone facing down slightly more. Here is what I was talking about those gorgeous flecks. Let's see if you can see those. Yep, that looks perfect. Hopefully everyone can see this okay. Great, now we've got a nice good visual here, and hopefully you can hear me okay. Do you see those pretty flecks of different colors in there? I love that. You can also see it in the gray. And even in this darker brown, and when you put it in the sunlight, you can really see it. You see that? I love that. it really shows in the sunlight. There's Lynn and Mary from England. Hi, Mary. Suanna from Texas. And Stephanie is here. Hello, hello, everyone. And Bonnie's here from Nevada. Oh, and there's my friend Tamara. Hi, Tamara. And Tamara says, I was so excited for this to start. Good. I'm glad you were. I was excited to get started, too. So I'm going to do, this is about the size that's in the pattern. So it starts with 46, but I'm going to do a little bit of a smaller swatch today, just so I can get all the stitches in on this tutorial. So I started with a chain of 26, and then I did 1 row of single crochets, so that was 25 single crochets, and then I did 1 row of half double crochets, and that's what I have here for my little swatch. There's Tulin from Turkey. Hi, Melanie from California and Valerie from Missouri. And there's my friend Gayleen from Illinois. Thank you so much for joining me. So let me show you what I did here really quick. On the row that I made the half double crochets, I put my little stitch marker around the post of the half double crochet stitch. And we're going to need that for the next row. So now for the next row, it's going to be all double crochet stitches. And this is what you're going to have every other row. So we're going to start with a chain of 3. That counts as my first double crochet, turn, and then I'm going to work a double crochet into each stitch across. So that's super simple, and every time you do this double crochet row, that's going to be the back of your piece. So every other row is going to be just all double crochets, so all those post stitches are worked on the front side. So let me make sure I'm counting right. Donna says, love your hook. Thank you, Donna. I've got my, let me just grab some more yarn out of here. I've got my 5mm Susan Bates hook. That's the one I usually use, with this little grip on it that I put on there. Okay, so I should have 25 double crochets for this little swatch that I did. And if you missed the beginning, we started with a row of 25 single crochet, a row of 25 half double crochet, and I marked the post of the 7th half double crochet from the beginning. And that's just so we have a starting point to start working our diamonds. And the diamonds are worked with a front post double treble stitch. So we're going to do that together. Okay, there's my last. And then right here is my starting chain from the previous row. And we're just going to work into the top of that, a double crochet. And there's Dolores from Mexico City, and Janet said, where can I get one of those grips? And Barbara says, I just love the idea of yarn being named after my home city. I love that too, Barbara. So these grips I got at Joann's. That's the only place I've seen them, but you could probably get it online. Just go to Joann's online. I get asked about these grips a lot, and they are not expensive at all. So let me get my little blob of yarn out of the center of my ball really quick. Okay. So now we've done our back side of the row, the back of it. So now we're going to start on the front, and it starts with single crochets, and then we're going to work the double trebles. So we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and single crochet in the first 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And of course the chain 1 does not count as a stitch. So now you see where I've got my stitch marked there? We're going to work around the post of that marked stitch. Carol says, I got the grips at Amazon. Yeah, I've never looked at them on Amazon, but they probably have them there too. I like them for the Susan Bates hooks. And Melanie says, I love watching you crochet. Thank you, Melanie. I love that you're here watching me. Okay, so let's start this. This is a front post double treble stitch. Starts with 3 yarn overs. So 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to work around this marked stitch. So we're going to do it just like we would a front post double. Go from front to back and then back to front. So you're working around the post of that half double crochet. So you just yarn over, pull that through. Now you should have 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2, and last yarn over, pull through, and pull through the last 2. And that is 1 front post double treble. Janet says, good morning, good afternoon, Janet. Okay, so now we've worked our first front post double treble. Now we're going to have to skip 1 stitch here. So here's my stitches. There's the one I just worked into, and I'm going to skip this next one, okay? And we're going to start working into this stitch. So we're just going to work a single crochet. So skip 1 and then work a single crochet in the next one. And into the next 2. So we skip 1 stitch and then we work 3 single crochets, and that is pretty much throughout the whole pattern. Now we're going to work 2 front post double treble stitches together, and it's probably easier to actually do than it is to say. So what we're going to do is start on this same marked half double crochet, and we're going to work these together. So here's how it goes. We yarn over 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And I have a little, that's just nail polish. Sorry about that. I was in a hurry today. Okay, so go from front to back. These are all front post stitches, there's no back post, so we're always going to go in from front to back. Now we're going to work around the post, just like we did. But we're going to only do, so there's around the post, 5 loops, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. So only do that 3 times. Don't pull through those last 2 just yet, okay? And then we're going to go down to here where we're working into this half double crochet row, and we're going to skip 3. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And now we've got those 2 loops still on the hook. We're going to wrap around 3 times again. 1, 2, 3. Skip the 3, and then here's the next stitch. Go in from front to back, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. We're with 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 3. And now you can see we've started making those little legs in a diagonal shape. Look in the back, skip 1 stitch, and then work 3 more single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Tamara says, I like when you fiddle with the yarn and your swatch because it keeps my brain engaged. Oh, good. I'm glad you like that, Tamara. So yeah, when you're live, sometimes you have to fiddle with the yarn a little bit, and you can't. That's just the way it is, right? But that's why we do this, to play with yarn. That's what it's all about. We love playing with yarn, and I love playing with this Plymouth Encore. Okay, so now we're going to pretty much do the same thing all the way across. So yarn over 3 times, go into that same post from the last stitch we just did. 1, 2, 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, a lot of 3s here, skip, skip, skip. And so this is just working these stitches together. So working these double treble stitches together. And then at the top we skip 1 and we single crochet into the next 3, and that keeps it like anchored, right? That anchors everything. Janet says, I love learning new crocheting. Thank you, Janet. So I actually just learned this stitch too, so I could show you guys for this. And this is so gorgeous. I mean, it just has so much nice texture and bounce and softness. I love it. 1, 2, 3. And of course, like anything else in crochet, once you get the hang of it, it's not hard. So 1, 2, 3. Remember, we're just doing 3 yarn overs. And we're keeping those on the hook so we can do them together. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3, around the next post, 1, 2, 3, and yarn over, pull through all 3. So we have a lot of 3s. Skip 1 stitch. We're going to anchor it with the 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. And oh, came in late. What kind of stitch are you making? Yeah, this is the diamond stitch. And Tamara says into the 4th half double crochet. Yeah, so it would be the 4th one because you're skipping 3 in between. That's right. 1, 2, 3 into the post, yarn over. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and if anyone ever has any questions, this is the time. You know, with this live events, it's really cool that you can just sort of interact like this. So if you have a question about anything, I can answer it. And then pull through all of those 3, skip 1 stitch, and then, let me see here. Okay, so for this last one, we're just going to do, this is how we're going to end it. So here we did the together, and then at the end, we're just going to do just 1, like we did at the beginning where we did just 1 front post treble, double treble, 1, 2, 3. So we don't have to work any together. We just go through 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And that's going to be the last little V that we made. Okay, so skip 1, and then we should have 4 left over. 1, 2, 3, and the top of the turning chain makes 4. So we have like 4 single crochets in the beginning, and then 4 single crochets at the end, and then we have our little V's in between. And Charlotte says, I'm going to try that one day. That will make some awesome projects. This would make an awesome anything. I mean, I've seen this with lots of Gansey style Afghans, sweaters, hats, scarves, anything and everything. Okay, so now let's move on to the next. Actually, the next row is just the double crochet across. So remember I said every other row, we're just going to chain up 3. And work a double crochet in each stitch across. And for this swatch, I should have 25. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is just a simple double crochet. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, trying to go fast here, 22, 23, and I always have to make sure, 24, 25, I have the right amount. So now, and this is only I believe it's like a 4-row repeat. So it's really, once you get the hang of it, it's easy. Okay, so that was my back side, which is always just those double crochets. Now for the next row, we're going to do a chain 1 and single crochet across the first 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're going to make those V's into diamonds. And Valerie says, would you lose a textured effect if you use variegated? Well, you do lose a lot of things when you use variegated yarn. Like if you're doing something lacy, you barely will see like the lace stitch pattern. With this, you'll probably see it a bit, but because see how it has some little sort of specks of different color. But I would do it with a yarn like this, where it only has just these nice, subtle little specks of different colors in there, as opposed to a variegated, because I think you would lose some of the look of the diamonds. And let's see, Tamara says every time I'm in the middle of something else. And Francis says it would be nice as a pillow. I agree, Francis. It would be gorgeous. So now we're going to do the diamond. We're going to turn these V's into diamonds, and it's going to be basically the same thing. So we're going to yarn over 3 times. Now we're going to grab the top of, reaching across, work a front post double treble with the first leg around the post of this one. So we're just going around the post here. And we're working 1, front post, double treble, 2 together. Okay, so we're going to do this 2 together. So that's the first step. And then yarn over 3 times. And now, when you get to this part, you have to work around both of these, or it's not going to have the same look. So don't work around just one post, grab them both like that. So you're under both posts. It's not really 2 posts because we worked it together, but make sure you're going under the posts together. And then work your next front post double treble. And then do the same thing as we did before, skip 1 single crochet and work those 3 single crochets to anchor it. Okay, see how we just turned that into a diamond, and you can just push it up a little bit if you need to. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go around the same stitch, which is the front post double treble 2 together of the previous 2 rows. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to work our next leg around this one. 1, 2, 3. Under both of the legs. 1, 2, 3. We should have 3 left on our hook, and yarn over, pull through all 3. Now go back, skip only 1 single crochet right there, and anchor it with 3 single crochets. And then we're just going to do that all the way across. So the most important thing I would say on this row is to make sure you're working around, you're going under. It seems like maybe just go under one leg, but you have to go under both because those are worked together, so it's technically 1 stitch. So work under that whole entire front post double treble 2 together. 1, 2, 3, and then around the next one. So after you do that first row, it's not the first row of the pattern, but the first row that we started with the post stitches, after you do that first row, everything, all the rows after that are going to be working these stitches together. 1, 2, 3, go under both. 1, 2, 3. 2 loops on the hook, 1, 2, 3. And now we're just going to go, we're going to work the second part of this front post double treble 2 together in the last leg of the previous one. 1, 2, 3, and then work those together. Okay, so skip 1 single crochet, and now we should have 6 single crochets left, because remember we did 6 in the beginning, So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last one is in the top of the turning chain. And as you can see, wouldn't this make a pretty border, just this, just around the whole border of a sweater or a blanket? That would look really pretty. So that's it. The last two, so this row and then the other one, which is basically the same as what I just showed you, just working those post stitches together around the legs of the previous post stitches together. That's the entire pattern, with the wrong side being just a plain double crochet row. Charlotte says, yes, that would be a great border. So yeah, that would make such a fun border. And this one I did in this pretty gray, which is, let me show you this one up close. This is the Plymouth worsted. You can see how nice and soft and squishy it is. I love this one. So it doesn't say a color, but it's color 6007 if you want to get this one. But I used up all of this dark brown one. I think this one is one of my favorites because it's just this nice deep rich brown, and it's got those little pretty flecks of color in it. And this is what our entire swatch looked like. So if you work this up, you'll just keep going, and this is probably, I would say, half the square. So if you do the pattern, you're going to have it's going to be twice this size. And then you make a few of those and you have a gorgeous Gansey blanket. And all of the info is in the description in case you want to grab the yarn, grab the kit, grab the pattern. And Carlina says, hello, newbie here in Decatur, Alabama, Roll Tide. Hello, Carlina. Thank you for joining me. So let me just flip my phone here. So I want to thank everyone so much for joining me today for this live video, and I'll be here every Friday at noon for another live crochet tutorial. And thanks to all my friends for coming and seeing me again. It makes me so happy to see you guys every week, the same people over and over. It's just so much fun, and I love doing these crochet tutorials with you. And a super special thanks to Plymouth Yarn for giving me all this gorgeous, squishy, lovely worsted weight yarn that I used for the tutorial today. So everyone have a wonderful weekend, and thank you so much. I will see you next time.